Hi guys, my name's Kelvin White and welcome to Ultimate Tropicals. So in this video we're going to cover the unboxing of a pre-order that was placed in February and there's actually 115 plants that arrived today. Before I get into that, it's been quite an interesting day. When the plants have arrived, it was a bit touch and go whether they would come before the weekend. But the other big occasion, I suppose, is that I was very fortunate and very blessed to actually receive the AstraZeneca vaccine this morning. And they did warn me that there could be some side effects. So if I start gibbering more than I normally do, or if I suddenly faint off, then you know that's probably the reason. But at least, you know, the job is done now and hopefully we can push on. So without further ado, I've already sort of opened the box up. Always a massive amount of trepidation when a shipment comes in, that how many times you do shipments, you never quite know what you're going to get. These guys have been in transit for 10 days since they left Indonesia. So as I said, we never quite know what we're going to get when we dive into the box. So just to give you some details from the manifest, what should actually be in the box is the new Dark Mana hybrids crossed with Ace of Spades. Should be 20 of those. Really looking forward to seeing these because I've not seen these in the flesh, so to speak. There's 20 Papillinium. There's 10 Ace of Spades. There's 5 Ace of Spades crossed with Magnificum hybrids. There's 10 Crystallinum crossed with Warocqueanum. 10 Florida Ghost. There's 20 Burlemax Variegated. 10 Mexicanum. 5 Melanochrysum and 5 Gloriosum. So that's what we should find in there. Okay, I'm going to try and record one of each variety of plant. Obviously it will take me hours to work my way through the whole box and get them unpacked, but at least it should give you an idea of, you know, what we have on our hands here and the shape that the plants are in. Okay, so without further ado, let's go in. So as I said, to save a bit of time, I've already opened up the box. It's come in a sealed container of polystyrene. They do generally make a bit of an effort during the winter months. Obviously we're now into February, so we never quite know what the weather's going to be, but very well packed, very well insulated. Inside of that is another cardboard box, and inside of that is bubble wrap. So again, I can't really fault the way that they've been prepared, you know, and to be fair to them, they generally do a decent job. Okay, so let's cut some of this away. Okay, so the first ones up, did have a quick peek at home before I left, are the Mexicanum. And again, if you ever do imports yourself, you know that one of the first things you always look for when you open the box is actually green leaves, and not yellow and brown and drying and rotting. And you know, I don't know what, I've only delved in just the top, so I don't know what we're going to find underneath. But these actually look in really, really nice condition. As you can see, no real marks on them at all. So I haven't looked at the roots yet. So they're still just slightly damp, certainly not soaking wet. You know, he seems to be able to gauge it quite well for the amount of moisture that needs to go on them before they're shipped. Obviously if we put too much on, then they're going to rot. Not enough, they're going to dry out. So you know, it is a bit of a challenge. Okay, so that's the first one out, and if you look, obviously not a great deal of root. What root we do have looks healthy at the moment. There's no obvious signs of rotting going on there. It's actually got a new shoot coming there, and the leaves themselves are in pretty good condition. So I would say all in all, quite pleased with that one. Okay, so that's the Mexicanum. As I said, I will go through and try and pick out one of each variety to show you while I record. So the next ones up are the Variegated Burlemax. Okay, so there's the first Burlemax. As you can probably see, really nice variegation. And the root ball, I'm not going to untwine it now. I'll wait until after it's been soaking. It'll be easier for it to soak up like this. So, you yeah, decent root ball on it, quite happy with that. Nice strong shoot, no obvious signs of damage, certainly at the moment. Next one's up will be the Magnificum hybrids crossed with Ace of Spades. Of course, we've had some of these before. They're from the same batch of plants. Okay, so as I say, Magnificum Ace of Spades, really nice leaf there. And the usual thing with the roots, if we take a look there, we can see there will be some rot. Some of them will just come away in my hand, which is the usual sort of thing with seedlings. And of course, we've just done the one video 8 weeks in, and the whole set of roots had regenerated. There is one strong root there. The rest of them are probably going to come off, but we'll give them a soak first, and then we'll trim them up before we pot them up. But all in all, really nice leaf, probably just a bit bigger than the ones that we had in before, even though they're from the same batch. Okay, up next then will be some Gloriosum. I do think they make a decent effort of the wrapping and preparation for shipment. We know that that's not always the case, and some plants do turn up in some shoddy packaging material, but I've never really had any problem. Okay, so Gloriosum, you can see in there, decent sized plant, some nice leaves on it, another one coming through, newish one in there. And again, the root ball, you know, it's quite decent, but we'll see how it fares over the next few weeks. Next up will be Melanochrysum. Okay, nice little plant, a couple of nice little leaves on it. And now if we look at the roots, again, not a huge amount, but you know, we'll see how they fare. Nice new shoot coming on that one as well, if it survives. So, little Melanochrysum. Okay, next up then we've got Papillinium. I'd be interested to see the size of these because they're from the same batch as the ones we had in previously, to see if they're actually any larger now. The ones we had on the previous shipment were, they did struggle a little bit with the roots, not very strong. Yeah, pretty much the same as the ones we had in before. So you can see the leaf on it, and there are the roots. And again, can only expect to have to repeat the same process. We're going to lose them, and they're going to have to regenerate new ones, exactly like we have to do on all the other seedlings that came in on the last shipment. Okay, so here's the Ace of Spades. Nice leaves on them, and quite a decent root ball, but we'll see how much of it remains. But they are slightly larger than ones we had in last time, which is probably to be expected from the same batch. Okay, so next up, Florida Ghost. Okay, so leaves are a little bit, you know, they're in good condition, just a little bit where they've been pressed in the box, I guess. And I'm sure they'll soon sort themselves out, but nice looking plant, getting some shoots on it. And again, the root ball will be fine once it's had a drop of moisture, I'm sure. So Florida Ghost. Okay, what we got next is the Crystallinum Warocqueanum. Of course, we've got quite a few of these now already on the pre-order. Best performing plants that came in, or best performing seedlings. Very strong. So it'll be interesting to see what these are like from the same batch. Okay, so yes, they are bigger, which would be expected. Leaves are a little bit floppy at the moment, as you might expect. 10 days in a box, but really nice plants, and again quite a lot of root, quite soft at the moment, so again we'll have to see how they harden off. But that's the Warocqueanum, Crystallinum. Okay, so the last ones, the ones I've been really waiting for, are the Dark Mama Ace of Spade hybrids, because I've not actually seen these, only in the images. Okay, so Dark Mama Ace of Spades, you can see in there, again nice leaves, very dark, and the root ball, you know, it's looking pretty good so far. So we'll see, it'll be really interesting to see how these guys make progress. Okay, so that's one of each of the varieties that we've got. So what I'm going to do now is spend the next couple of hours, work my way through, get them all unboxed. So I'll come back again when that job is done. Hi guys, welcome back. So that took about 3 hours and a quarter, but all the plants are now unwrapped, and they've all been placed in a Super Thrive and RO water solution, and they're going to stay in that overnight, and then I'm going to come back tomorrow and pop them up into perlite. Before I do that, I'll just trim up any rot that's evident at the moment in the roots, and then they'll follow the usual acclimation process. Okay, so now we can take a look at all the plants actually in their dishes before they get potted up. So first of all, we have the Ace of Spades, and then we come across to the Ace of Spades crossed with Magnificum. Coming back, we have Melanochrysum, and then it's the Dark Mama crossed with Ace of Spades. Really nice dark plants, these. Then we have the Papillinium, and finally with the seedlings, the Warocqueanum crossed with Crystallinum. Onto the larger plants, Gloriosum and Mexicanum. Finally, we have the Burlemax Variegated, and underneath of those we have the Florida Ghost. Okay guys, so that concludes the unboxing, and then as I said, these will all be potted up into a perlite mix, and then I'll come back again. Okay, so the plants then spent overnight in their RO water Super Thrive solution, and then today, which is Saturday, I potted them all up. So here we have the Mexicanum, the largest of the plants that came in. And then there's a few Gloriosum spattered amongst them, and we've got the Burlemax Variegated. We come down, more Burlemax, Florida Ghost, and on the bottom shelf we have Ace of Spades, nice healthy plants. All the Papillinium are in one pot just for now, just to let them settle in. And then coming across, we have the Warocqueanum cross with Crystallinum, a few more Florida Ghost, and then down on the bottom we've got the Dark Mama cross with Ace of Spades. Coming across to the final tray, and here we have the Melanochrysum and a few more of the Dark Mama Ace of Spades. So none of them are under lights at the moment, only the main greenhouse lights. Figure I'll give them over the weekend just to settle in a little bit, and then they'll go under and then the lights will be turned on Monday. That should help kickstart their acclimation. Okay guys, hopefully that was useful, and I'll be back again in about a week when I go through them all and check the roots. Okay, bye for now.